I wanted to talk today about team setups themselves. The motivation behind this topic is really centered around Brady Bacon's situation and the questions and comments I've seen around the Hoffman team. I did touch on this back in November as well, and which I'll get to that part of it here shortly. Bacon is transitioning this season to full-time wing sprint car racing and will not be full-time with the USAC Sprint Car Series like he has been. He's still going to run some non-wing events, I think a fairly significant schedule, something like 15 races, but most of his time will be split between the Chris Dyson-owned 20 winged car and the TKH21 ride. That TKH21 car is the one that we've seen Bacon race a lot here the last couple of years when he has put the wing on. He's going to be at Volusia this weekend in the Dyson car. He's then going to run the World of Outlaws opener next week with Kevin Newton before getting back together with Dyson, taking the wings off and doing the USAC shows at Volusia and Ocala. Since his announcement, the Hoffman question, it's come up multiple times with people wondering who will get that ride now that Bacon is gone. The answer, though, is it's just not that simple. The Hoffman 69 you've been watching travel USAC the last several seasons was actually just Bacon's team with Hoffman's support. It had the 69 on it, their colors and the name, but that was all Bacon's equipment. And this is where, just like sponsorships, team situations get murky. Hoffman isn't going away completely, as I've been told they'll still likely have a car for the Little 500, and there could be some scattered non-wing appearances in 2025. But a Hoffman 69 full-time with USAC is just not happening. Bacon shifting his focus means the end of the Hoffman 69 as we've known it, at least for the foreseeable future. We saw a similar situation in 2024, towards the end of 2024, with the Scotty Thiel Aussie Motorsports deal falling apart. And this is what I mentioned, I hit on this back on a show in November. Aussie and Gibbsville Cheese announced that they had hired Logan Julian, but again, not a simple deal. That wasn't the team taking Thiel's seat out of the cars and just putting in Julian's. Outside of the engines and the toter, everything you saw for the Aussie Motorsport 73 was actually Thiel's equipment. Aussie took the engines and the cheese sponsorship to Julian's existing operation, which was then effectively rebranded. And to put a bow on this, at least for Thiel, he just announced a new sprint car deal 2 days ago. He's going to run 40 shows this season with what was the Home Pro Racing 50YR team. That team is now Ragged Edge Racing, and they're going to run the 51 with Thiel starting this week at Volusia. They're going to pick and choose 360 and 410 shows all season. Back to this larger point, though. Just like sponsorships, team deals, they're not always neat and clean. There are plenty of hired drivers, don't get me wrong. David Gravel, Sheldon Hodenshield, Justin Peck, and on and on and on. A lot of hired drivers. But a lot of teams are just kind of mishmashed operations with one party maybe owning the truck and trailer and some cars, maybe another owns the engines, and maybe even another owns the shop. So when the USAC season starts at Volusia in 10 days, don't expect a Hoffman trailer to come rolling in with fresh 69s and a new driver ready to tackle the championship.